All right, we're officially started. I got my size hat on and representing. Whoop, whoop. So this month, obviously, we know size challenge packs are on sale. So size it up. It's going to be good. I think everybody really responded super well to size. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but I know for me, people were like, what? There's a dance workout that's like actually good. If you've seen any of Shaun T's previous workouts, I mean, he's just a maniac. Like, he's insane. But a couple of his like very first workouts are kind of funny. I've tried them, and it was probably more funny just because I was the one actually trying to dance. But seriously, it was kind of just a fun time. So, anyways, okay. So Fall Classic is upon us. So we are into Fall Classic now, and if you don't know what that is, don't worry. It's no big deal because there's always these things are happening all the time. But the Fall Classic is a competition where you pair up with two other coaches. So it's a team of three, and you work really hard to earn as many Success Club points as you can for the month of November. And Beachbody will send you prizes. There's like tiers of prizes, and so they've just got some pretty cool stuff in the works. And that's something you needed to register for in last month. So don't worry if you didn't catch it, because I promise you there are team cups and all these kinds of things happening all year long. But it's a great way. It's a fun way because, like, for me, I like to get the other girls on the team cup, like in a text message or a running thread, to where we're just constantly on a daily basis encouraging each other, sharing when we sell a challenge pack or Shakeology HD. So we're just like constantly in touch and challenging and pushing each other. So really, it's just a great opportunity for you to kind of just have that daily accountability and excitement and push to hit Success Club. And typically I see the coaches who do this, I see them going way further with Success Club than they ever have before, like earning more Success Club points than they ever have. So it's a pretty cool deal. Like, it's really something fun to get involved in. Great way to earn a little, that extra income. It's a great way to be on a team and just enjoy the spirit of the challenge. And so if you did not get in on this one, don't worry. Like I said, you can get in on an upcoming one. But for those of us in the Fall Classic on a team, let's work really hard this month. Let's see who's going to come out on top, who's going to earn the prizes. And I'm just really excited to see everybody hit Success Club. And, I just want to challenge you for the month of November. I really just want to challenge you to hit Success Club 5. If you're a new coach, or if you, however long you've been a coach, it's so important to hit Success Club. It's such a fantastic goal that Beachbody has allowed us to set, and then they reward us for it. But it's just so good. Again, you're connecting people to our products. You get to then begin investing in the lives of those people, and you get to earn free stuff, and you meet a goal that you set for yourself. It's just like a win-win-win-win. So go for it. Don't give up until this month is over, and make sure you make it happen. It's going to be worth it. I promise. Another thing I wanted to mention real quick before we dive into the content tonight is I just want to challenge you. I know you guys you've heard me talk about this leadership ladder, and you're going to hear me continue to talk about leadership ladder, only because I've really, really embraced the leadership ladder here lately. Because, and I was just telling one of our other coaches this on the phone earlier today, I know that so many of us are very much focused on hitting diamond or going star diamond, which is amazing and should be within our sights is rank advancement, only because when you rank advance, that means you're growing a team, you're growing your network, your influence, the amount of lives that you're investing into, and then you're duplicating yourself. So then those people on your team are going and doing the same thing in their world. And so ultimately we're just, spreading our reach out. When we advance in rank and we're setting goals and hitting goals in income, we're seeing more income come in. But here's the thing. Just going diamond alone is not enough, or just going star diamond alone is not enough. If financially you are really motivated by an income because maybe you're trying to replace a current income, or maybe you're trying to pay off debt, or maybe you're trying to, do something totally different with an income that you don't have right now. So if that's kind of something that motivates you and pushes you, your biggest focus needs to be on your volume. And so when you're looking at the leadership ladder, the thing I love about the leadership ladder is that it allows you to hit the rank of diamond or emerald or star diamond. But it doesn't just, help you get there. It makes sure that your volume actually matches that rank. So because I'm telling you, you can become a diamond coach and be making like $100 a week. And that's not where you want to be. If you're going to reach the rank of diamond coach, you should be making much more than $100 a week. And so what the leadership ladder does is it just simply allows you to really increase your volume because it gives you numbers to work towards, volume and Success Club and those sorts of things, to where it all lines up. So you're a diamond coach, you're hitting all of these big milestones, but you're also creating the income that you should be at that rank. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys, but that's why I love the leadership ladder, because it gives you everything. And so anyways, so if you don't know, if you haven't looked at the leadership ladder, it's under the training tab in your back online office. And then once you click on the training tab and the drop down, click on training, and then on the left-hand side, you'll see leadership ladder. And I really, really want to encourage you, get to know the leadership ladder, find out where you are now on the ladder. Look at the very next step that you need the next rung. Look at what that looks like for you. Write down the numbers so you have them close by, and understand that that's what you're aiming for. That's the goal that you now have in your sights. So I want you to figure out, where are you on the leadership ladder? Figure that out tonight. And then look at that, and then look at what you need to do next, and then make that your goal. So anyways, I just want to put that bug in your ear. You're going to hear me talking about the leadership ladder a lot. I believe in it. I feel like it's so important for your business, to where you are not just fighting for rank, but you are truly seeing the income behind the rank that you need and deserve to, when you're putting in the time and effort into this business. So that's that. So let's dive into the content. Woo-woo! I'm so excited about this, which is funny because this past week was really hard for me. And for the last 2.5 years, I have, this business has been something that I have made a very, very big priority in my life, for the reason of, many reasons. Paying off debt, contributing to our family's income. I do feel like this is a calling that God's placed on my life, and I've watched Him use my business as a ministry in and of itself. And I've had relationships come out of that who have completely transformed in front of my eyes, spiritually and physically. And so, God's really allowed me. He's opened this door for this opportunity in my life, and so it's a calling. I believe I'm in it until He calls me elsewhere, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. But here's the deal: this past week was a pretty tough one. My girls got sick. And when both girls got sick, man, I was out. I'm done. Like, I didn't realize, when you have two kids that are both sick, like not just like a chest cold, but like croup, and they're struggling to breathe. I mean, it's not good. And it totally took me out. And I'm one to where even when I'm on vacation, I get up early and work my business, because I love it. I truly if I miss a day, I miss it. Like I'm like, I just miss sitting down and working and talking with my coaches and talking with my customers, which might be a little weird, but I love what I do. I'm so passionate about it. But this week really threw me off. I have to be completely honest. There were days where I barely touched my computer this past week. And I barely responded to messages. And I barely got posts up on, I may have gotten one up a day. And so, I really felt like there were a couple days this past week where I got really discouraged, and I felt really disconnected from my business. And I know that a lot of us feel this way a lot of times, where big life events happen. Maybe we're moving, or we've had a baby, or we've had a death in the family, or, our kids get sick, or our husband gets sick. There's always going to be something in life that really kind of, takes our attention away from our business. And The good news and the thing I love about this business is that it goes with us wherever we go. And it flows with us, and it's not something to where we have to ask for time off. It's just something to where when we take time off, we just have to find some other time here or there to make up for that, right? That's the beauty of this business, is that it's very flexible and we can kind of create it to be what we need it to be. But there's going to be times like this where you're going to feel a little bit derailed, and where you're like, I'm like, where am I going to find the motivation to get back in? I'm just kind of like tired, and I'm overwhelmed to where I know if I open up my computer right now, there's going to be messages. I've got to like catch up, and I've got to be posting, and I've got to be doing all of these things. And I completely understand that feeling. And it's a little overwhelming, right? There's so much to do, and our dreams are so big, and we've got goals and all of these things that we want to accomplish, but the mountain is massive. And we're standing at the bottom like, oh my goodness, how am I going to catch up? How do I do this? And maybe this is something for you to where you've experienced, not just a couple days of this, but you've gone 2 or 3 weeks where you've just completely disconnected from your business, and you feel like, how on earth am I ever supposed to start back up? And so I wanted to talk about this because after a week of feeling a little bit disconnected, feeling like a little bit overwhelmed, I feel like this is something that if you're not going through this right now, I promise there's going to be times in your business where you do feel this way, where you do feel a little bit disconnected, where your kids do get sick, or you go on vacation and you have no access to your computer or to, your phone, the Wi-Fi or whatever, signal is just not there. So I want you to understand that maybe you're not going through this now, but there's going to be times. I want you to remember what I'm telling you tonight, because not all hope is lost. There's going to be times as in this business where you are going to just feel so out of sorts, because we're entrepreneurs. Everything's on our shoulders. We decide what our business is going to look like, what our income is going to look like. We decide our time and our schedule and the relationships we build. It depends on us. And so that's a lot to take in. I mean, that's a lot to consider. So when we talk about bouncing back from this kind of a thing, when we just kind of disconnect, or we lack motivation, that's another big one I know from our team, where it's kind of just like, man, there's been a few blows. Like, we've put in a lot of time and energy into somebody, and they're like, yeah, you know what, I'm not going to do it after all. Or, you sell a challenge pack and you earn 6 Success Club points, and then somebody returns a challenge pack at the last moment and you miss Success Club or something. I mean, we insert whatever that is, and the win can just be completely knocked out of our sails. And those moments are going to happen. So how do we bounce back? How do we stay on track? How do we regain our momentum and regain our motivation? And how do we get back in the game? How do we just stay on course towards the goals that we've set for ourselves? So I've got 3 ways to do that tonight. 3 ways that I feel like are probably the most important ways to make this happen. And so I want you to please write this down, because I think these will be really beneficial. Post this somewhere close to your computer so that when those moments do come, you can just look at it and go, okay, I know what I need to do. I'm not going to get discouraged. I'm not going to question whether this business works or not. I'm just going to know and understand that there's things I can do to just get myself right back on track. And that's it. So number 1, how do you bounce back from a temporary derailment? Well, that's what we'll call it. Number 1, you got to check yourself. Check yourself. So you've got to make sure that you are in the right place. So you've got to just do a complete total self-assessment at this point. You've got to ask yourself some things. You've got to ask yourself, what happened? Like, really, what happened? Not just like somebody told me a no and I'm really upset or sad about, this person telling me no, that they didn't want to buy a challenge pack. You've got to assess the situation. Is that really all that's going on? Is it like one no? Did one no derail you? Or has it been a series of events that have really kind of just gotten you off track? You got to look at the situation. What happened to get you to this point? And ask yourself, is it legitimate that I'm completely derailed because of this? Or, you know, is this something that I can understand that this is part of the business and it comes with the territory, and I, you know, is this something that I'm going to let affect me to the point where I want to quit or where I question my capability? You've got to just self-assess. You've got to ask yourself, so if this happened, and I'm kind of bummed about it and it kind of derailed me and I'm kind of losing my motivation, what needs to change? So in your self-evaluation, in your self-assessment, like what's going on, you have to ask yourself, what needs to change? Because if you don't figure out this question and the answer to this question, then you're not going to be able to bounce back. Because if you don't know what happened, if you don't know how to change it, you're probably just going to have that feeling. You're not going to be able to turn it around into motivation to help you move forward. So what is it? What needs to change? And maybe it's something to where you need to dive back into your workouts. You just need to get more consistent. I have totally been here where I have gotten off track with my workouts. I haven't been as consistent. And I'm telling you what, as a coach, when your workouts really start slipping and you just kind of start like, nah, I don't really need to work out today. I worked out a couple days ago. Like, if you don't make it a priority, I have noticed that it really does affect my business. I'm just not quite as motivated to encourage other people to work out if I haven't done my own. Like, if I didn't sweat in the morning, it's hard for me to be like, you guys really need to go sweat. How did it go? I hope you guys gave it 100% today, if I'm not doing the same. So check your workout. Maybe that's where the problem is. Are you drinking Shakeology on a daily basis? It's hard to get pumped about products that you're not eating or drinking or taking. It's hard. It's hard to stay motivated about that. Even if you're passionate about it, drinking it obviously just makes your whole day better anyway, but it's just going to keep you on track and keep your eyes focused on what you do as a coach and what you have to offer people. So maybe you're not drinking Shakeology consistently enough. You need to check your attitude. How is your attitude? Are you letting every little negative thing really affect you and affect your attitude towards coaching or towards the business or towards yourself or your family? Where's your attitude at? Check that. Make sure that your head's in the right place, that you understand that failure is a part of this process, that these disappointments are a part of it. They just come with the territory. And if your attitude, if you're always upset, if it always affects your mood and changes your attitude, then you really have to have a moment where you decide, like, this is not going to derail me. Every no is not going to just derail me, because this is part of it. This comes with the territory. Okay, so what went wrong? You've got to ask yourself that question as well. So if you were derailed, what went wrong? Maybe your conversation didn't go very well. Maybe, maybe you forgot to follow up with a customer and then they were totally lost all excitement for your challenge group. You've got to ask yourself, what went wrong? And that's going to be huge. And then ask yourself this question as well. Why did things become less important? Why did your business become a little bit less important? Why did your reaching out and making new contacts become less important to you? Did you just lose motivation? Did you just not have enough time to really invest? So just evaluate the situation. And then I want you to ask yourself this as well. So if you're just in this like lull and you're just like trying to recover and you're trying to get back, has your why changed? Maybe you're just not as motivated because your why has changed. Maybe it's something to where, you've achieved the thing that you wanted to achieve, and now it's like, well, now what? Or maybe you've moved states and you're trying to like rebuild your life in a whole new place. So maybe your why has changed. So go back and reevaluate. If your why has changed, that's going to change everything. So make sure that you know exactly what your why is. What's that driving force behind your business? What is it that makes you eager to wake up and help other people get healthy? Or wake up and work your business, or wake up and build your team. Whatever your why is, evaluate it. Make sure you know exactly what that looks like. And if you feel like, well, I don't know that that's really my why anymore, then make it a point ASAP to figure out what your why is. Write it down, memorize it, know what your why is, and let that be the driving force behind your business every day. Okay, so number one is check yourself. How do you bounce back? You got to evaluate, figure out what on earth is going on, what happened, how do I fix it, where did I go wrong, is my why still my why, or do I need to reevaluate that too? Number two, and this is a good one, you need to prioritize activities that move your business forward. You don't need to focus on the simple business activities. There's a big difference here, folks. Big difference between the activities that push your business forward and just simply the business activities. So what do I mean? When you're sitting at your phone and you're just constantly responding to messages, or you're constantly just responding to emails, or you're replying on comments that you got on your posts, that's being very reactive to your business, and that's not being proactive. That is not the best use of your time. The best use of your time is to add people to your team, add people to your network, constantly grow. Focus on those activities that allow you to grow. Responding to comments and likes and posts and shares and things like that, those things are it's busy work, and it takes up all of your time, your valuable time, where you could be connecting, building relationships with people, investing in them, figuring out how you can help them, how you can help them change their health and their life. That is a business activity that is going to push your business forward. Responding to messages all day long is not. You need to set times, 2 times during the day to respond to messages. Once in the morning and once in the afternoon. Set 2 times aside during the day, and do not be a slave to your phone. Do not be a slave to your inbox. Do not be a slave to your Facebook Messenger. You need to do that only a couple of times, because the rest of your time needs to be focused on building your team, adding coaches to your network, adding customers to your network. That way you're building your influence. You have your hand in helping more people get healthy. All right, so you need to focus on those kind of activities. You need to, and you need to do challenge groups all the time. That was another note I had on there. But be proactive. Don't mess around. You need to prioritize brainstorming new ideas for your business. This is an activity that pushes your business forward. Is always coming up, spending a little bit of time each day brainstorming how you can build your business that day. New ideas, new challenge groups, new creative posts, new ways to connect with people. Whatever that looks like, you need to be spending time on that. You also need to obviously spend your time, put in a power hour a day. And if you don't have a power hour or know what that is, that's something you can ask me about, and I can give you the info on that. But for those of you who do know how to run your power hour, that's a must. That's what moves your business forward. And then of course, personal development. If you're not currently doing personal development, you're not going to grow the way that you want to grow in this business. Personal development is so incredibly, incredibly important to allow you to move forward. Because if you're not growing and gaining knowledge about what you're doing and learning as much as you can, there's nothing in you to give to people. There's nothing in you to invest and to pour into your team. There's nothing. But if you are learning how to be a better leader, and if you're learning how to build relationships better, and if you're learning how to treat your body better, then those are all things that you get to pour right down into your team, into your customers. So please be investing into yourself through personal development, because if you don't, you will never grow in this business. You won't. You just won't. So prioritize personal development. That's got to be something that you do. Okay. And number 3, because here I am running short on time. So number 1 was check yourself, figure out the situation, what happened. Number 2, prioritize activities that move your business forward, and don't get caught up in just the simple business activities that take up all of your time. Number 3, you've got to decide to lead anyway. So you've fallen behind, you've gotten off track, you feel a little bit off course. Here's what I have to tell you. You've got to decide to lead regardless of how you feel. You've got to decide to be a leader regardless of whatever happened. You have to choose to show up. That's what a good leader does. A good leader just shows up no matter what. And let me tell you, even if you have 0 people on your team right now, you are a leader. The second you signed up as a Team Beachbody coach, you became a leader. And so I want you to know that, embrace that, wear that hat. I don't care how introverted you are. I don't care how much you feel like you don't know anything. Put that hat on, wear it with pride. You are a leader. Accept that role and give it everything you've got. So I wrote this down. Whether you like it or not, you're a leader. That's my note on that one. Share everything with your team. So even if you're in a lull, it doesn't matter. Keep pouring into your team. And if you have one coach on your team, you've got a team and you better be pouring into that coach as much as you can. So share everything with your team, your systems, any helpful videos that you find, your trainings. Teach them how to get started right as a coach. Teach them how to hit Success Club, all of those things. Pour into your team. And here's a great, I want you to remember this. Write this down, that leaders fail first. So if you're afraid of failure in this business and you're like, oh, I just don't want to mess up or I don't want to do something wrong, let yourself fail. Let yourself do something wrong. It's good. This is how we learn. This is how we become better. This is how we grow when we fail. And when we fail, it means we're taking a step forward and a step outside of our comfort zone to make something happen, to try something. And you may not even fail at it. You may be very successful at first. A lot of brand new coaches aren't like crazy successful their first challenge group. I had to beg one of my people. I had 3, and one of them I had to literally beg to be in my first challenge group. It was a train wreck. But here's the thing. I didn't let that stop me. It was a failure. That first challenge group was not good, but I didn't let that stop me. Can you imagine if I had been like, well, you know what? Forget about it. That didn't work. I'm probably not good for this anyway. I didn't, because I knew I had a passion and a drive. And I understood that I've got to fail. And if I ever want to lead a team, if I ever want anybody to trust me as their leader, I've got to be willing to fail and show them that, hey, it's okay to take chances. It's okay to step out and do something I'm not comfortable with. If I fail, I fail. I'll learn how to do it better moving forward. But you are a leader, and you've got to be okay with failing first so that you can grow a team and share with them what works. Now, your responsibility is to your teammates. So even if you're in a lull, and even if you are like really struggling in the business, I want you to understand your responsibility, even if you have one coach, is to your teammate. You've got to understand that just because you're in a tough place doesn't mean that you need to be hands off, that you need to stop leading your coach, that you have the luxury to just step away and hope that they do okay on their own. We don't have that luxury. When we start building a team, we've got to be there for them. They're counting on us. You know, they trust us for the information and encouragement. And so be that kind of leader who shows up no matter what. And you can be honest with your team and say, hey, I'm having a really hard time, but let's, you know, I'm in this, I'm still in this, I'm working through it, and I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to work through any failures I've experienced, but I'm in this, and we're in this together. So don't ever leave your teammates hanging. Don't ever leave them to try and figure things out on their own. You are responsible for your team. Now, you are not responsible for their success, but you are responsible for giving them the tools and resources that they need. And from there, they will become successful if they want to. If not, that's not your responsibility to make sure that they are uber successful. You just have to be responsible for showing up, leading them well by giving them resources, encouraging them, loving them. That's what we do as leaders, and that's what makes a great leader. So if you're trying to bounce back, I hope you'll take these tips and I hope you'll work through them. I hope that you've written these down, so if you come to that point anytime soon, you can just refer back to this list and understand that this business is a roller coaster, but you hang in there and you stick with it. Show up every day, and I promise you, you will be successful and you will change lives. So thank you guys so much for being on. I love you all. Thanks for taking time tonight. Let me know if you have any questions at all, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, bye.